These people have deep pockets. So even if they sign an NDA, can you face them in court?
Right.
Can you pursue the matter for 20 years?
Right. He wrote the code such that every day the opacity, that's the visibility of the website, reduces by 10 till it gets to 0. So it means that if you go to the website on the 10th day, everything you are seeing on the website is white.
Yeah. There was a matter we handled where one of the top tech companies in the world was coming into Nigeria to register, and they found out that their name had been registered at the CAC and had also been trademarked.
Hi, welcome to the second episode in this series with Akpor Ighoho. And I hope I'm pronouncing that name very well.
Akpor Ighoho.
Ighoho.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. Ighoho. And it's great to be here again.
Yes.
I enjoyed our conversation in the very first episode where we spoke about setting up legal structure for your business. And I think this episode is actually very primed for the first one, which, I mean, if you are familiar with the startup world, there was an issue that happened, I think about last month.
It was maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, with Zap.
Yes.
So it's Battle of Zaps.
Yeah, it's 2 Zaps.
2 Zaps, right? So we had Zap Africa, which is a cryptocurrency startup, and then we had another startup called another product actually called Zap by Paystack.
Yes.
Which is the first consumer product for Paystack. And the moment Paystack announced their own Zap Africa came out to say there's only one Zap in Africa, which is Zap Africa. And I mean, there was a lot of tinkering, there was a lot of opinions around what could have gone wrong. And I want to hear your thoughts, because it leads to what we are talking about today, which is intellectual property, right? As a startup founder, how should I be thinking about intellectual property, right, with my business?
Okay. I'm happy you talked about the Zap issue, because I wrote about it. In fact, I wrote about it. It was in my Twitter recently. Mm-hmm. Now, it is a bit complex, but I want to explain it and break it down so people watching can understand.
Yeah.
Now, in Nigeria, when you want to trademark your name or your logo, you apply for a search at the trademarks registry in Abuja. Mm-hmm. It is usually a manual search.
Yeah.
Now, for example, let's say Abayomi, you want to trademark that name. They take the name and they check 45 classes in the trademark registry for basically to find out whether your name has been registered before, mm-hmm, or something very, very similar has been registered before. If, for example, they find that Abayomi is registered in the first class, what that means is that you can register the same name Abayomi in the other 44 classes. That is just it. So people need to understand. So in my opinion, I don't have complete facts of that issue, but in my opinion, what happened was that the crypto company registered Zap in one category, mm-hmm, and Zap by Paystack now went and did a search, and they found out that it was actually available in the category they were interested in, yeah, and they went ahead. So I believe that is what happened there. People really need to understand it. So that's my opinion on it. Yes.
But do I need to register in all the classes? Is it really important, or should I just focus on what I want to do at the moment? And
okay, that's a great question. I recently represented a client that was thinking of registering across 4 or 5 classes. Mm-hmm. But we now looked at it, and I explained to him that if you register in these 4 or 5 classes and the business really does very well, people might see it and want to now trademark that name or your logo, yeah, across the other classes. So if you can afford it, do it across all the 45 classes. And that's exactly what he did. In the course of our carrying out his brief, we also found out that one of these top 3 A-list artists did the same thing too, registered his name and his brand across all the categories in Nigeria. So for people that can afford it, yes, if you can afford it, look at the most important classes and register your brands there.
Amazing. There's also the case where, so I've had people come to me and say they want me to sort of do a consultation, okay, for their brand, and they wanted me to sign an NDA so that I will not steal their their idea. And I also, when I post about pitch competitions, right, I also get some comments where people leave comments about how they are going to steal your idea. How does registering my IP protects my idea from being stolen, and what can I do? What are the legal recourse to that? Do people even steal idea in the first place?
Okay, first of all, you can't patent or trademark an idea. There must be something concrete. Is it a name? Is it a design? Is it a brand? There must be something concrete.
Code.
Yes, or a code for the tech guys. So you can't register an idea under Nigerian law. That's the first thing. Now, regarding the NDAs, a lot of investors and VCs will not look at your pitch deck if you bring an NDA. They are afraid of liability, so they will just take it to the side. But the truth is, if eventually they look at your idea and they're interested in it, they will go ahead. These people have deep pockets. So even if they sign an NDA, can you face them in court? Can you pursue the matter for 20 years? So that's it. A lot of people I know don't sign NDAs. They are very good, but most people I know don't sign them. Yes.
So I think what the sense I get is that even if you protect your products, for instance, it can still get stolen, and the only way to sort of protect yourself is probably to take them to court or serve them a cease and desist.
Yes,
and that's if you have the financial backing to do that. And most startups don't have that financial backing to see it through. What should be done, or what can be done?
It's great that you spoke about it. There was a matter we handled where one of the top tech companies in the world was coming into Nigeria to register, and they found out that their name had been registered at the CAC and had also been trademarked. So, but instead of taking them to court, what did they do? They settled the matter, and effectively bought back their name from these people. That I think it's called domain squatting or something like that. So they bought it back. So, what's the question again?
How do you what do you do if your idea gets stolen?
If your idea gets stolen in Nigeria, you have to, as you said, you serve a cease and desist. If the person is law abiding, and maybe they have some sort of international repute, they will look at it and they will call you and they will see how the matter can be settled. But if they refuse, you just have to go to court and opt for the long haul. That's the only thing to do.
And it's quite an expensive and
tedious, it's expensive.
Process.
It's expensive and it's tedious. And your brand suffers while you're doing all that.
And personally for me, this might maybe get controversial. I think that ideas are everywhere. Right. So sometimes it's not like people are intentionally copying your particular idea. It's just that people's experience sometimes can be similar in a lot of ways, right? And if you have an idea, if you don't execute it and you are sitting on it, and someone else executes it perfectly, because I believe that execution is the most important thing.
Yes, execution is the most.
Right?
Everybody has ideas.
It's the most important thing. If you say you have this big idea of making humans disappear or teleport, right? And you are just pitching it. You are not doing anything about it. It's just still an idea. But someone else takes that idea and goes ahead to really execute it to perfection, right? And then make something big out of it. Did they really steal your idea?
No, they
that's the way I think about these things, right? If you're like the original owner of that idea, I don't think anybody should be able to beat you at execution.
Execution, yes.
Right. Look at these guys, for instance, Snap and Meta.
Yes.
Snap started this story thing, 24-hour disappearing story thing. And Mark Zuckerberg looked at it that, this is really cool, and then copied the idea. And
we are all using it.
Yeah, we're all using it. But even though it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, but people still go to Snap because Snap is still ahead in terms of innovating on that particular product, right? And so that's why I think that if you are really the original owner of that idea, I just think that people that are copying you shouldn't be able to like out execute you.
Yes.
Yeah. Which yeah.
We had, I was talking to somebody recently, and I have a few contacts with angel investors, and he brought this very, very interesting idea. In fact, we're going to discuss it
Yeah.
after this episode. And he mentioned that he would like to see this man. I told him, I said, yes, I know this man. I can take you to this man. But this man has a team of maybe 100 coders, engineers, all of them. If he decides to take this your idea and deploy it,
yeah.
there's really nothing we can do. So you think very well about it.
Yeah.
Maybe you should start something,
Yeah.
have some traction,
Yeah.
develop your MVP, then you go to meeting. Not just that you just go with an
Yeah,
idea,
the
because
idea.
if they take it,
Yeah.
there's really not much we can do. So
Yeah.
I just thought to put that out there.
Yeah, it's from I think for me that's also the way I think about it, right? People always, especially like this era that we are in, if something works, people will always try
Yes.
to like take the best out of it. If you look at even TikTok now, TikTok brought this short 60 seconds videos, and every platform.
IG has that.
YouTube,
IG has longer videos now
yeah,
too.
everyone has the same thing, and it's just. But if you still go to TikTok now, you know that they are really, really big on executing and making that short form content really, really amazing. So that's the way I think about like ideas and if you are the original owner, you should always be like 10 steps
ahead.
That's the only way you can, because I mean there are sharks everywhere looking to swallow you. So there are cases where employees sometimes. So there was this particular issue where a developer got hired, and the owner refused to pay him. So as part of the code that he wrote the code such that every day the opacity, that's the visibility of the website, reduces by 10 till it gets to 0. So it means that if you go to the website on the 10th day, everything you are seeing on the website is white.
Yes.
Right? You're not seeing anything, and because it said that he actually owns the website that was designed, because it doesn't belong to the person that hired him, based off of the fact that number one, he has not finished paying him, and number two, he also retains the ownership because he was the one that developed the website. What's the thinking around that? How does it work?
It's a very interesting point. Now, under IP law, the creator of any work of intellectual property is the de facto owner of the property. What that means is that, bearing any other circumstance or condition, he owns it. So in this case now, if the person that hired him did not expressly state in the agreement that any intellectual property you produce belongs to me, it actually belongs to the creator. That is it. So what we do is that when our clients hire independent contractors, we are very big on putting clauses that say that any intellectual property that is created belongs to our clients. It's called an intellectual property assignment clause. So that's what we always do. So what that means that even if you owe the creator or the contractor or whatever, in the agreement that he signed, he had already given away the rights to the intellectual property that he created. So that's what we do. Is
this the same case with employees too? When employees are hired, do employees own the idea or the product, or is it the company?
It is arguable. Courts have actually decided both ways. But what I've noticed, like when I was employed by my former boss, it was there in the employment contract that anything I did there, belongs to the office. So it's always best to err on the side of safety by including it in the employment agreement.
There was this movie I was watching. It's about fashion.
Yes.
So apparently in their contract, anything you do within work hours, and within the premises,
with the office,
belongs to the company, which was very interesting. So the girl did like a very interesting fashion piece that was very, 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 very unique, and because she did it within the company, she was just outside. I mean, not outside. I would like within the compound, just outside, not inside the building. She did the design there during her break session. And the boss saw it. So like, oh, I like this. It belongs to me now. And then that's how she.
That's just how it is. It's just so. Speaking also about securing your IP, we heard about a very big fashion designer in Lagos that had a problem with her staff. She had a problem with her staff's actually stealing her designs. And what
Yeah.
she does is that she registers every design that she makes.
Interesting.
So, for example, there was this movie that time. What was the name again? The Eddie Murphy movie that came 30 years after the first one. What was the name? Coming to America. Yes, the
Yeah.
Coming to America movie. So there was this Agbada design in the movie that was designed by a Nigerian, and they used it there. And I was very excited because I thought the guy was going to make a lot of money,
Yeah.
but he did not register it, so it's gone.
Interesting.
So IP is very important. It's very important
Yeah.
to secure your IP.
So even, let's say, as a developer now, I'm employed by company A. Whatever I do, if that clause is in my agreement,
Yes,
it belongs to.
belongs to company A. In the course of employment, it belongs
So
to
let's say,
company A.
I had like this really big idea of my own startup,
Okay.
but I start using company resources to develop that idea. Maybe during my break, I do small coding, sort of build. Does the company still own it, even though technically it's my idea?
Well, it depends on what you were doing there. If you were in the company and you were employed to do that particular thing that you did, yes, I would say the company owns it.
Yeah.
But if you were, for example, you were in the company to do something different, then it's arguable. But at the end of the day, I always advise people that if you want to do something and you are in employment, you want to start a business, you're in employment, leave. So you don't have issues of these big companies coming after you
Right.
to seize whatever you developed.
But if I for instance did it after work hours and in my house, in my own time.
Oh, that's a very different case.
Right.
That's a very different case.
Right.
That belongs to you. But it's always best to not use the company property to do anything because
Right.
they have a right to take
Claim
ownership from you. Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense. I think it's a good place to bring this conversation to a close, unless you have any other.
No, I think that's fine.
Any other words?
That's okay.
Amazing. So come to the next episode so you see what we are going to chat about. Cheers.